Hey, Gasket, welcome in. How are you doing? Just tweaking a little bit of the setup momentarily. I'm doing all right. Can't complain. Just, last minute trying to tweak my show setting a little bit, and I'm probably making more of a mess than I mean to, but there we go. I think we're going to stick with this for tonight and see how that works. Where are you tuning in from? Let me go ahead and pin. I have no listings in this show. Holy cats! Boy, am I really I'm really a mess. Let me copy those over real quick. If you're new to my streams, I am based in Southeast Florida. Momentarily, you'll be able to take a look through my bin, although apparently I didn't copy over all my listings. So I'm really haven't had enough coffee, I guess. But we will rectify that momentarily. And then I've got Black Cat currently on a sketch card there I'm going to work on. Happy to take requests and see what kind of fun stuff we can work on tonight. Oh, Maryland. Nice. I appreciate you tuning in and stopping by here this evening. What do you do up in Maryland? All right, we got a few items now in the bin. Of course, I have some sketch cards sitting up on the display in the shop there. I'm going to sketch the commission down here. Paraeducation in an elementary autism program. Wow, good for you. Can't imagine if that sounds to me like that might be a little tricky some days, but sounds like it's good work that you're doing there. So, well, good. It's important to do something you love, right? And especially when it comes to the what I can imagine is a harder job, at least to my lizard brain, it seems like it might be. So it's always good to see folks that really love to do that kind of stuff and serve a purpose, you know? So good for you. All right, I'm gonna see if I can. This might be an interesting stream because my drawing table is set up a little different than it normally is. My backdrop here is a little different than it normally is. This is an experimental stream tonight, so we're gonna play around and see how this goes. But we're gonna work on Black Cat here. Of course, we got commissions pinned there. Welcome in, Saber. How you doing? If anybody has any requests, anybody has any questions, any comments, feel free to drop them in the chat. Otherwise, we are just going to get to work here. I feel like her torso is twisted just a bit wonky. So, get that there. And first card of the night, we'll see what happens. Right. Nice. What so starting your art journey, what types of things are you interested in doing? Is it comic type stuff like this, or and there's certainly plenty of cool artists floating around Whatnot here, so probably got plenty of opportunity to see some talented people in action. And are you streaming any of your art journey here on Whatnot, or very comic oriented? Nice. Yeah. What kind of comics? I'm going to try to zoom in on this a bit. That's gonna. I get it, especially if you're fairly new to it. I mean, some days I kind of feel that way myself. I think that kind of just goes with the territory sometimes. But you know, hopefully, if you get to a point where you're comfortable doing that, hopefully you explore it and attempt it. And I wish you luck on your art journey here. What kind of comics do you collect? I also feel like this light is not real bright. I don't know if this is really showing up super. Like I said, experimental stream with this layout. I'll probably change it again for the next one. Sometimes you just got to experiment with this stuff and see what happens. So, X-Men, Invincible, Batman, Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man. All right, all the good stuff. Nice. Did you see the new Spider-Man? Have you collected for a long time then, or are you fairly new to that as well? X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, and Amazing Spider-Man were the two books that were sort of my entryway They were my gateway into comics. Those were the ones that I always. I mean, I picked up a lot of other books too, but Amazing Spider-Man and Uncanny X-Men were the titles I would make a point to get every month. Good deal. Yeah, I've probably been. Well, I've been collecting since consistently collecting since the '90s, but I did take a break from it in probably the early 2000s or so, and then I came back with it in the last 10 or 15 years. What do I use when I'm coloring? So I have an assortment of different alcohol markers that I mostly use. Um, and I'm not consistent with the brands. Like this is a large assortment that my daughter actually got me as a gift. She got it off Amazon for, I think, Christmas. And these have been working out really well. I do also use Copics. I use the Artist Lofts brand. If I'm being completely honest, I just pick up whatever's on sale. You know, I know that sometimes when you're mixing brands, they may not blend. You know, you got to be careful because some brands will just blend with the brand better than they do with other brands, if that makes sense. But especially if you're new to it all and just trying to practice, I would just say grab whatever's on sale and have some fun. And honestly, for the longest time, I avoided doing any kind of color traditionally. Um, Growing up, I was strictly a black and white artist. And then, you know, with Photoshop and everything, I would start to do my colors digitally. But I was never that confident in my colors. And so at least doing them digitally, I could clean up mistakes and redo and all that kind of stuff. But then in the last, I always describe it as the last handful of years, but it's probably going on a decade or so at this point that I've really been doing color traditionally with the markers and everything. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. I have in fact all around my drawing table I have scraps that I will just test nibs and things on just to make sure it's still fresh enough to get the job done, and two, to make sure it really is the color that I think it should be, because some brands are better at reflecting their color on the like caps and things, but others it's a little more of a wild card. So definitely, I endorse that that feeling, that advice there. And when you're working on something like a sketch card or on a in a sketchbook or things like that, I mean, I, you have a lot more room to, in my opinion, I have a lot more room to kind of experiment, because if I ruin one of these, I've got more over here to mess with. I tend to stress myself out sometimes over sketch covers because I usually only have like one shot at that. But you know, I'll sketch out the ideas and I'll do some things beforehand just to feel better about that. That's just a matter of me just feeling comfortable with what I'm working on. Welcome in, Jay. Welcome in, Ronan. How you doing? Yeah, that's real good advice too. All right. So, for instance, now I'm looking for a couple of colors in this set. And depending on the brand too, sometimes the names of the color aren't exactly um, the most accurate. I'll also say this: when it comes to me, the way I like to work with markers is I usually try to start lighter. I'll try to start as light as possible and then just layer up over it, because you can blend and kind of add layers and things to this. So like for right now, I'm just trying to see. So this is the baby skin pink, which I think I actually tend to use this one more for my skin tones. This one is skin white. Now the one that's called flesh tends to always go a little darker than I like. Oh, I'm not even on screen. So obviously, depending on who you're drawing, everybody's got different skin tones, and it can, that and some other ones can serve a purpose, whatever purpose you're looking for. But like, I'm probably going to stick with like the baby skin, and then I can add on top of that as I need to. Bought a set of markers and came with a chart. Yeah, this set that I've got here is a chart, which I need to be better. I've marked some of the colors next to it, but yeah, I'm inconsistent with that. I'm kind of brash. I'm foolish and brash as well. I tend to do that too. Yeah, and honestly too, I mean, us artists, we will probably all find a different way to do similar things, and they can all work pretty well. I don't know that there's necessarily one right way. Just find whatever works for you and whatever gets the job done, and go for it. This is where the way I've got my drawing table set up tonight is kind of aggravating me. So I was trying this different setup, like I mentioned, and typically my drawing table is at a little bit of an angle, but I wanted to try to set up some cards as well. So I just got to get used to it. Don't mind me. And especially when it comes to grays, I always really do try to start my grays as light as possible and build them up. And this is a little bit of a blue gray, which I like for the that cooler tint. But I do also know I'm going to go darker there. So okay, thanks. I appreciate that, Gasket. Go enjoy dinner. Thanks for hanging out for a few minutes. Welcome in, No Persona. How are you? Ronan, I'm doing well tonight. I appreciate that. How are you doing? I just saw your question there. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good evening. Yeah, let's keep up with the blue gray for a minute. In fact, let me just go ahead and do this. Appreciate everybody tuning in and hanging out for a little bit. Hope you all are having a good Wednesday evening here. I do have a handful of other pieces in the bin this evening, as well as even right here on the drawing table with me. Anybody has any questions, any comments, feel free to shout them out in the chat. Welcome in, Silvermane. How are you doing this evening? Oh, hey, thanks so much for the purchase. I appreciate that. Is that you, Jay? Let me know what you'd like, and then we'll get to working on that. I appreciate it. That is awful kind of you. Tell me what cool thing I'm going to draw for you, and we're going to get to working on that here momentarily. Zatanna! You got it. I do have a Zatanna already in existence, but I'm happy to draw a new one fresh for you. She was a fun one to draw, I gotta say. Is it regular Zatanna or is it absolute Zatanna? Do you have a preference? I did. That's right. Okay, I did the absolute one for you. I get forgetful in my old age. Don't mind me. I should have known. I don't draw Zatanna that often, so. Apologize in advance for my forgetful brain. All right, we're gonna get to working on Zatanna here momentarily. I think I'm actually kind of happy with where Black Cat is winding up here. Let me just do a few more things to her real quick. What is everyone reading this week? What y'all pick up at your comic shop, your LCS? I know today was Absolute Batman Day. I think the new issue of Dork also came out. And of course, a lot of other things. I always feel like I'm just about done, and then I add a little bit more. So Jay, how's your day going so far? Yeah, I knew this brush tip was getting a little bit wonky on me. Let's grab another shade and blend that in. Hey, we got a raid coming in. Thanks, Kinetic. I appreciate that. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hope y'all are having a good Wednesday so far. I'm finishing up this Black Cat sketch card, and then I got a commission on deck to work on Zatanna. So, hey, I appreciate that. Your weekend started early. That is pretty awesome. Good for you. Got any exciting plans lined up? Hope everybody is coming from a fun stream. My name's Chris. I like to draw stuff. I'm hanging out tonight at the drawing table. Appreciate y'all spending a few minutes with me. Feel free to take a look around the bin to get a sense of what I do and some of the work I have out there. We have commissions pinned to the bottom of the show here if anybody is interested. Otherwise, as always, feel free to shout out any questions, any suggestions, anything like that down in the chat. And otherwise, we're winding down here on Black Cat, and then we're going to move into the Zatanna Commission. Black Cat is not claimed, so if anybody would like to pick her up, let me know. I can list her real quick in the stream. I guess it would help if I got my hand out of the way so y'all could actually see what that one's looking like. My this test setup I'm attempting for tonight. I need to do this with the camera on the other side. Tonight's an experimental stream. So appreciate y'all bearing with me. Well, Jay, I hope you are going to have an awesome long weekend. I'm assuming it's a long weekend. You said it started early, so I hope it's a long weekend. However your weekend is, hopefully it's a good one. All right. Let's get on with this Zatanna commission. I am going to go ahead and put Black Cat there for now. Of course, everything that ships out does get sleeved and top loaded. I'll just do that with her in a little bit. She'll be okay there for the moment. Excuse me. No, you're probably not gonna be able to see this too much. I'm just trying to work out a real quick how I want to compose her for your card. Do that. You're probably not going to see much of the eyes, which I don't like. So do more of a typical kind of look up. Maybe so it's a little bit different than the one we've already got sitting up here. Hats are always interesting to draw. I think everybody's got their that thing that can be a little tricky sometimes. And for me, hats just never seem to look right. Sketch card also. The sketch card layout, it's interesting too, trying to sitting here scribbling away and it's not even on frame. Welcome in, Vesta. Welcome in, Bucky. How y'all doing? I'm just getting ready to work on a Zatanna sketch card, and I'm just trying to figure out how I want to position her. Of course, we only have so much real estate on the card. All right. she's almost going to be, well, no, not exactly. I started to think maybe she was almost going to be like the mirror image of that black cat I just drew, but no, not quite. You know what? You're going to get a bonus pencil. I think I'm going to start over on the other side. Sometimes I just feel like something just needs a little slight change. Every once in a while, folks who pick up sketch cards from me, you'll notice there's a rough, almost like preliminary sketch on the other side, because I'll do this. I'll flip it over and sometimes just say, nope, got to start over. Hmm. Dang it. I don't know why. It's just something's not feeling right here. Okay, I think that, just that little bit there, I'm starting to feel. All right. It's funny sometimes just how a couple of different little line tweaks can change how I feel about a piece. Now I'm just trying to get this hat to feel right. Fortunately, I've cropped it a bit, so you kind of lose part of the hat there, but try to keep some of her suit and everything in there. Let's see. All right, Jay, here is what we're looking at so far. Still got to tighten up this hat a bit. That hat is going to be the death of me. Let's try something. I'm wondering if it's just because I've cropped it, so we're only seeing, part of the draw of that is just kind of how tall it is sometimes. But oh, thanks, appreciate it. I do like drawing her. She is a fun character to draw. Now, just for that pesky hat. any other artists in the chat right now, what's that one thing that kind of always drives you nuts? Like right now, tonight, for me, it's this hat. But okay, I think that's actually a little better there. And if anybody else is interested, the commissions are still pinned to the bottom of the screen right now. So if there's anything you would like, feel free to grab one of those and watch me struggle with yours too. Nah, I'm just kidding. I always enjoy doing these commissions. They are fun just to see what folks come up with as far as what they want to see drawn. Sometimes y'all give me something to draw that I don't normally do, which is fun. It's always a nice adventure. In addition to commissions, I do have a handful of pre-drawn pieces already in the bin, so feel free to take a peek through there. If there's anything there you would like to add to your collection, let me know. was drawing her without the bow tie, and now that looks a little funky to me. You know, I was trying to mix it up a little bit, and in the pencil stage it looked okay, and right now, let's see. Oops. Let's get rid of some pencils now. Let's see. All right, let's see where we're at now. Welcome in, everybody. Hope y'all are having a great week so far. We are making progress on Zatanna here. Welcome in, Brian. How are you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. How are y'all doing tonight? Hope everybody's having a Great Wednesday so far. Hope your weeks are going well. Not really the color that I want. And we are at the point of the show where I have lost a marker. Regular viewers will know that it always happens. Well, let's try this. A little bit of that. Sliding off the frame there. Welcome in, Philip. Welcome in, Airborne. How are y'all doing? What's happening this evening? Appreciate y'all tuning in and hanging out and stopping by the drawing table. Working on Zatanna right now. I also just worked on Black Cat tonight. Commissions are live, so if anybody else would like a request, this Zatanna is a commission. Black Cat is available for purchase. If anybody's interested, let me know. I can add that to the shop. Otherwise, we're going to keep working here. And experimenting with a different type of, slightly different drawing setup this evening. So All right, here we go. We've got all right. Welcome in, Gary. How are you doing? All right. Where are Here is Zatanna. That's what we're working with right now, Jay. I got to be honest, I'm not 100% sold on that one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw in both of these for you. Because I appreciate you coming back and picking up another one. I just, sometimes I feel like stuff doesn't quite work out the way I was hoping it would. So you're going to get both of these. I'm going to put them both in the package for you. I appreciate you. Welcome in, Marvel. Yeah, every once in a while. I thought she started off good, and then I think I just added a couple of lines too many there. Anybody else ever feel like that? Like it just doesn't turn out the way you want it to? Maybe that's just me. But I'm gonna get you both of those, and they will be on their way for you. Let me go ahead and sleeve up Black Cat too while I have her here. All right, got any requests in the chat? Anything else? You know what I could always do too? Maybe I'll try another Zatanna just to see how she turns out. Because I really feel like I let myself down on that one. I let myself down. I feel like I let you down. I let the room down. Let's not end on that note. Doing a bonus one here. If you like this one any better, we'll mix them up. We'll see what we can do here. All right, we're gonna see where this one takes us now. Welcome in, B. Dolan. How are you doing? Yeah, they sometimes say less is more. I tend to not know where that line ends sometimes. But I'm actually liking this one a lot better already. Now, let's not jinx it. Still got a ways to go. All right, here we go. All right. Welcome in, JJ. Welcome in anyone who I might have missed. Appreciate y'all stopping by, passing through, hanging out. Hope everyone is having a great week so far. Come in, Joe. How are you doing? Where did the pencils go? There we go. Hey there, Spidey. How are you doing tonight? Hey, Jay, are you still in the chat? Jay, you still there by any chance? If not, then I'll figure this out offline. All right. Anybody else have any requests, commissions, questions, anything you'd like to see tonight? Otherwise, I'm probably going to start wrapping up the stream here. But I certainly appreciate everybody popping in, hanging out. Hey, Lunar. Sorry, I wasn't paying much attention over to the YouTube side of things. I just hopped over. Are you still watching the stream? Oh, hey, Jay. Welcome back. Hey, I just wanted to show you. I ended up doing another one. So, I don't know if you have a preference, but so here's where we were originally. This was the original commission that I drew, which I wasn't super thrilled with. I feel like something was wrong. So I'm just going to throw this one in with it. But then I went ahead and I also drew this one. So I can throw two in your package because I said that I was going to anyway. Do you have a preference as to, let me set them down so they're, I might need to zoom out a little bit. Hang on one second. So just let me know which ones you prefer. I'll send you two of them. You want these two? Sweet. You got it. I will send those your way. I appreciate you picking up the commission tonight, hanging out. All right, everybody. I think unless there are any other requests or questions or commissions or anything, I think I'm going to go ahead and start closing up shop for right now. And Jay, I'll get these ready for you and send those out. They should get out tomorrow. I don't foresee any problem, any issue with that, but they should get out tomorrow and be on their way to you. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.